Welcome to the Wellness Help Desk with your host, Nikayla Modi, certified wellness coach and personal trainer. A wellness podcast focused on providing practical tips on how to curate a healthy lifestyle uniquely for you, where we discuss wellness hot topics with expert guests and have real candid conversations. It's the one-stop shop you need to get the help you've been looking for. Let's dive in. Hey, what's up, and welcome to the Wellness Help Desk. I'm your host, Nikayla Modi, and this is episode 33. I am so excited. The next couple weeks, I'm going to be sharing things that have really been popping over on my Instagram. A lot of moms have resonated with some of these things I've been sharing on my stories, and I was like, you know what? This needs a permanent place in a longer form. What better place than the podcast? So I am really excited to be able to talk about these next few things in the next coming weeks, including today's episode. And before we jump into that, I wanted to give you all a life update because I have really been having a lot of light bulb moments is what I like to call them. I've just been doing a lot more deeper healing work emotionally, just around the concept of taking up space and really exercising or using my voice. And that has just allowed for me to uncover a lot of things I didn't know were there, but also has helped me to be really excited about this growth that I'm going to experience and have in my life. And so it's just an encouragement that the healing work is not just a one-stop shop, that we're always evolving and we're always working towards being a better version of ourselves in a way that helps us to show up in the world in a more impactful way. The other thing is it's officially fall. Some of you are super excited. You're on your PSL. You've got it. Like, you are ready. And the rest of you are like me and is really sad that summer's over. The reason why I get so sad around fall is because it means winter's coming, and I dread winter. Like, I don't like the sun doesn't come out. I hate how cold it gets, and mental health wise, like, I just don't do well in the winter. But a friend recommended to me, okay, what if you like redecorated and reorganized your room in a way that felt like a cozy little den for you to hibernate in for the winter? And I was like, ooh, I like this idea. And so that's what I've been slowly doing, is like starting to reorganize my closet and buying little things to help redecorate and thinking through how I want to reorganize my furniture in my room. And it's actually helping me feel like I'm transitioning into winter, like the seasons are changing, instead of taking like my whole summer perspective and vibe into fall and winter. So I'm very excited about that. And if you also struggle with the fact that winter is coming and you live in a cold state like I do, maybe try doing some reorganizing and redecorating of what you already have and help bring fresh excitement and life into the fact that winter's coming. So now that's enough about me. Let's actually jump into today's episode on, is there one right way to show up in motherhood? Before we jump into the actual thoughts that I have on this, I need to give context for those who don't know my story. So for about 2 years, I was a caregiver for my mom who has Alzheimer's. And before her, I caregave for my dad before he passed in 2018. Now, in this whole 2 years that I was caregiving for my mom, I also had a friend that I discovered who also has a mom who has Alzheimer's. And my friend is about 10 to 12 years older than me. So she's married and she has 2 girls, but she is caregiving for her mom in a completely different way than I am. So my mom transitioned to a memory care facility about a year or so ago. And my friend is allowing for her mom to have in-home care, so to age in place at home with her and her family. And so the question could be, who is correct or right in how they are choosing to support and care for their moms? Is it me, right, and having my mom be in a memory care facility? Or is it my friend who's having her mom age in place at home? Well, I hope that you know the answer is neither, right? Neither is wrong, neither is incorrect. But I can sit here and say that my way is wrong, right? I can think that, well, my mom should be aging in place at home with me. And then that just induced so much shame that I'm an awful daughter, or that I'm selfish because I took a job promotion that I was offered last year right after she transitioned to the memory care facility. And I can do this because I'm comparing what my friend is doing to care for her mom and what I'm doing to care for my mom. But as many of you know, you do this with motherhood. So you're listening to me say this and you're like, Nikkei, like you're not selfish for putting your mom in a memory care facility. You're not an awful daughter. Like you can say those things to me hearing this objectively, but you all do this with motherhood. You compare what Sally is doing as a mom to what you're doing. Homeschool versus public school, a home birth versus a hospital birth, married versus being a single mom, kids in several extracurricular activities versus your child just being in one. Like whatever fill in the blank thing, you're comparing what Sally is doing as a mom to what you're doing. And when you compare what another mom is doing in comparison to what you're doing constantly with the belief that one is right and one is wrong, that is leading you to never have self-trust in your decisions, never to have any self-compassion to yourself, never extending an ounce of self-compassion to yourself. And it just makes you aware in a critical way of the things that you're not doing in comparison to that other mom. How does that make you feel? And based on those feelings, how does that impact and affect how you show up? So you know what the right way is to show up in motherhood? It's your way. It's whatever works for you. And it's so important to know yourself so that you can know the way in which you want to show up as a mom. You have to know your values, your strengths, know what the vision is for your family and your children. That's the way to show up correctly in motherhood. When you show up from a place of knowing yourself and knowing what you want for your family or what you and your partner have decided, you have more confidence, you have more self-trust, you feel more empowered, you're more self-aware of the things that are happening that are not leading to the ideal vision you have or that support the values that are important to you, as in how you want to show up as a mom. So the question is, if you keep looking to someone else to compare what you're doing to what they're doing in motherhood in order to know, okay, which one is right, which one is wrong, you need to ask yourself truly, do I know myself fully? Do I know how I want to show up in motherhood? Am I allowing what I know about myself to inform how I show up as a mom and for myself? Showing up your way in motherhood significantly reduces your burnout. It's truly half the battle of overcoming burnout and breaking it, because you're no longer trying to make a square fit inside a triangle hole. You're no longer trying to have a capacity of only 80, which is what you realistically have, but trying to exert on yourself as if you have the capacity at 150%. So you're no longer working against the resistance of things. Instead, when you show up from a place where you know yourself and you know what you want for you and your family, and you know what things are going to support the values that are important to you and how you show up as a mom, that then allows for you to be in a flow state in motherhood. And flow does not mean things are perfect. Flow means there's a beautiful balance of something you enjoy mixed with a little bit of challenge, mixed with you are so focused in the goal that is set in what you're doing, and you know the desired outcome that you're working towards. That is a flow that you want to feel. Joy, challenge, and focus and intent on what is the outcome you're working towards. So I help you discover and implement your way of showing up in motherhood so that you can start reclaiming your time and your energy right away. We do this in one-on-one wellness coaching, and the work that we do together will drastically change your life for the better in less than 4 sessions with me. I guarantee you that. The link to schedule a consultation call with me is in the show notes down below. And schedule that consultation so that you can learn more about one-on-one wellness coaching and how I can help you start to discover and implement your way of showing up in motherhood, so we start reclaiming your time and reclaiming your energy. The right way to show up in motherhood is your way. based on what you have capacity for, your strengths, your values, and your vision for your family. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening in. If you enjoyed the episode today, head over and leave me a review. This helps others find the podcast and be one step closer to curating their healthy lifestyle. Come connect with me over on Instagram at Nike_Lamodi. And if social isn't your thing, join my beautiful newsletter community via the link in the show notes. To learn more about exclusive one-on-one wellness coaching, head over to randawellness.com. As always, remember to give yourself grace.